Well, we're back to playing with this little indicator holder project. And I was really sad that, magnet's out of it by the way, that over here it has wiggle in it. But I was putting it on different places on the bed, and right up here I actually have to force it on there. And there is almost zero wiggle on that. I mean, I can just feel it wiggle. And even without the magnet, it fits on there extremely tight. So it is perfect right there. That's exactly what I was after. So it boils down to, it just depends on where it is on the ways. Now a couple of people suggested simply take and drill and tap this back here and put in a little set screw. I think I like that. I think that'd be the easiest thing to do. I was contemplating making a bolt through here with another plate under here so it would clamp down this way onto the way, but see, I mean, that is perfect right there too. Even right there, it's great. And also I think I'm going to take and drill another hole for the magnet back here, just to see if maybe having the magnet further back helps. And I might even go ahead and see if 2 magnets then will fit in there. I think there's just enough room that if I'll have to basically hit this wall right here and take just a little bit out, so I have just a little bit of space between those two. I think having 2 magnets in there will really make a difference on how it pivots. Because with just one out here in the center, it can just pivot right around that magnet real easy. So I'll add in the second one and see if that helps. So I think I'm going to do those 2 things first, and then hopefully I'll have enough time to make this radius out here. We'll see how it goes. Flute that way. Crank over. Yeah, it's going to be close. So let's see. I'm at 80. Wouldn't mind coming over like 20 thousandths at least, I think. We'll do that. I think that's a decent gap between the magnets. We'll go with it. Nope. I forgot, this is not a center drilling end mill. Well, with 2 magnets, it's a little bit harder. There. Okay, now we'll see how 2 of them fare in here. Still wiggles. But yeah, kind of hard to tell, but I think it takes a little bit more force to make it wiggle, though. I don't know. Both magnets are in there. At the edge of the notch instead of the center. is much better. Matter of fact, oh wow, I think that was off screen, but I just caught my thumbnail on the end mill. Pulled it up a little. Whew. Not quite as strong as that base. It is definitely comparable. This one moves just a little bit more difficult than this one, but that's almost the same. That holds really good now. And also with having this hole out here in the middle, that will kind of allow for imperfections in the surface, so it'll pull it down around the magnets a little better. Kind of like a 1, 2, 3 block. If you notice, they have all the holes drilled in them a lot of times. I guess you call it more dimples. But yeah, I'm happy with that. That's good enough for now. I'm still contemplating putting a set screw back here though, but I think for now I'm going to leave that. I like that. That's definitely a lot stiffer. 2 magnets is definitely the way to go. That's a lot better. Get some super glue in there and glue the magnets in. I like that. Okay. First though, I gotta take those magnets back out, and I want to set up for doing this radius out here. No, other way. Oh, yeah, that's a nice finish. I had a good finish going when I took the deeper cuts, but when I took my light finishing pass, it must have been building up with chips or something, because then it scratched it. Oh well, it's still really smooth. It feels good. Definitely good enough for this project, but not happy with that. So what I'm doing is going to drill a hole here. Let's see. You can see my marks. I should put some dye on that. There's a mark right there. And I'm going to either put a pin or a bolt in there, or a stud, something. And that way this can pivot around. So I can create this radius out here. I'll just do it by hand, hopefully. So we'll see how it goes. I put the bolt through the carriage thing into here, so now it turns on there, but I've noticed when I go back and forth that the bolt will kind of work its way loose. So what I think I'm going to do is in this position where that's pretty snug, I'm going to tighten this down, tighten the single cotter down. So that way the bolt will turn with it always, or not. Did I not get that on there correctly? Well, anyway, interesting. Why is it not gripping on there? That idea is out the window. I took it all apart, thought maybe I had a burr in there or a chip or something, cleaned it up. Put it all back together, and lo and behold, it just doesn't clamp enough to clamp onto a bolt. Works fine on the indicator. It won't even go in there. So, the bolt is just that much smaller. That's okay. We'll just snug it up as we go then. Now this time, I don't have to figure out where I'm on center because I used the lathe to drill that hole and tap that hole. So I know I'm on center. This thing hasn't moved, it's still locked. We're good. So all I gotta do is go over, which that is just going to be done by eyeball. So my thinking is, I actually thought about putting in a pin up here and down here so it would hit it as a stop, but I decided I don't want to spend the time doing that right now. I just want to get this done. And let's see. Yeah, I need to cut this way on every pass, don't I? So anyway, I'll just show you what I'm doing. That, and then I'm just going to advance in. I'm going to try 10 thousandths, see what that feels like. I don't know if I can do that by hand or not, very easy. Yeah, that's not too bad. I think I can do 10, alright. Oops, my thing is backed away a little bit. Okay, I gotta do that again. Let's see. Actually, come out. Okay. Oops, I went way too far on the dial. Went to 15 that time. If I get you a little better angle there. Yep, 15 is definitely a lot to be doing by hand. A word of advice when doing this, make sure that your piece is upright when you advance forward, so when you push down on it is when you cut. Because if you're down here and you try making the cut, it's just going to go blink like that. It's very hard to control. So after doing a few passes, 10 is pretty difficult to go in. I'm going in like about 7. I backed it off a little bit. 5 seemed pretty easy. 10 seemed too hard. It's working pretty good. It's going to take a while at this rate. For some reason, I'm a few thousandths difference in height. It was actually starting to dig in on this side, and I still had a gap up on this side. See if you can see, kind of in the light there, how the round stops and then it actually starts to groove it just a little bit there. It was cutting in more. Kind of. You can see a little bit of a groove right through there. So it was cutting into that side, and it was still spacing out on this side. It was coming away from it. So I wasn't exactly on the center line of the stock. Which, I mean, that could be a few factors. But that looks pretty good. I like that little radius on there. I think that radius really changes the look of it, doesn't it? It's nice to do little things like that to a project. And I hope you enjoyed watching the footage of how I did the radius on that by simply using a machined block and a bolt in it, and made it pretty easy to make a radius on that thing. You could even do that. You could even do that without a milling attachment, because you could make yourself a big block that bolted onto your tool post down here, and you could do it that way as well if you wanted. Milling attachment makes it a lot easier, but you don't need it for that. So, all right, everybody. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And remember to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, if you haven't already subscribed. And please give it a thumbs up and comment below. And the next video will be about the surface finish. I figured out what I want to do with it, I think. Might change my mind by then. But I think it'll look pretty neat if I can get it to work like I've seen in the YouTube videos that I've watched of people do it.